Farmers today are facing rising costs, volatile markets, and extreme weather. The A Better Way to Farm podcast digs into strategies to help you take control of farm inputs and maximize profit so your farm can thrive for generations. Remember to take advantage of our free resources at abetterwaytofarm.com. Now, from America's Heartland, here's your host. Welcome back to the Better Way to Farm podcast. I am your gracious host, Tyler, National Field Agronomist for the team. And as you know, we spend each and every day increasing yields and improving profits. I wanted to jump on quick as we travel around and do these 2-day fundamentals of agronomy programs and share a little bit of insight. As we get closer to hashtag Plant 2025, there are some things that we can do as this team that aren't so much related to the soil test and fertility. There are some additional things that we can do. And one of these products that I wanted to bring to you today is actually a non-ionic surfactant. It is a soil amendment product that you can use to really change your soil structure, but also increase your yield. I wanted to bring on my great friend, a gentleman that you've heard from several different times on this podcast. It's nice when we get to travel around and do these things together. Welcome to the podcast again today. Thank you very much for joining me.
Absolutely, buddy. Glad to be here and glad to be able to partake in these things and spread more good news to the people.
Yeah, it's always fun when we can get together, whether it's Rod doing these and interviewing somebody, or if he just jumps on, talks a little nutrition, or I jump on, give my thoughts, because everyone knows that I love talking about myself, right? That's the most favorite thing about me is myself. Yeah, it's always nice to jump on and to be able to just kind of cuss and discuss and talk through some stuff. You know, generally, we talk a lot about nutrition, or we talk a lot with our growers and get testimonials from whether it was the first time that they've used a system or a product, or whether they've been here for years and have seen their farm yields, increase dramatically, or especially their farm income, their revenue increase dramatically. And I know that one of the messages that you got really strongly towards the end of 2024, as well as I did, especially us on the Better Way to Farm on the sales side, when we're consulting with our clients, is that it's dang tough. Now, the caveat is most of our clients go to the banker and the banker's like, oh yeah, you're working with a Better Way to Farm. You have access to all the money you want. But my gosh, it's really difficult for the grower that's not working with a Better Way to Farm, not doing the things that you're doing. Man, it's really tough for them to be profitable and for us to even give them an operating note. And I know it's difficult because you have your very own son, your oldest boy, happens to be an ag loan officer. And I know that it weighs heavy on his heart that he can't help everyone the way that he used to. So we wanted to come on here and share a little bit about some of the products, some of the things that we can do. This one product in particular, not only is it going to make some of your herbicides more efficient, which we absolutely believe everyone needs to maximize their efficiency, but also efficacy, the ability for that herbicide to work. We've got to increase that. And if you can increase your herbicide efficacy and also increase your yield, increase your net return, now we have a successful plan for winning in 2025. So I know that's kind of long-winded, but I wanted you to share really that adjuvant, that soil amendment product that we work with so many of our clients on.
So one of the first things that I ask at our 2-day fundamentals agronomy training programs is, do you do your own spraying? And if people don't have their own sprayer, they need to get one.
Yeah.
They sell them every day and it will make you money. That is a fantastic place for farmers to make money, to have their own sprayer.
Even on auction time and Big Iron and Sullivan Auctions and Lee Valley, they sell sprayers.
Even on Facebook Marketplace. Have you ever bought anything on Facebook Marketplace?
I tell you what, a couple times, that's another podcast for another day.
Because we actually bought our sprayer off Facebook Marketplace. So
it works, right?
Yep, it does. So, we only farm 180 acres, so we don't have a huge operation. So I cannot justify going out and getting a new Hagee or a new Fendt sprayer. But with that being said, I bought a pull type, 1,000-gallon tank, fast sprayer. It's got the big tractor tires on the back, 38-inch wheels. It's got a 60-foot hydraulic fold boom with a Raven 440 controller.
Yeah.
So perfect for my...
everything that you would need.
Yep, for my 200-acre operation.
Yep.
$2,600. So
That's a steal.
That is a steal. Those bargains are out there. You just got to
Yes.
spend a little time and look for them.
Yeah. If anybody's interested in a fast sprayer, there might be one on Facebook Marketplace for $5,000.
Maybe. Yep. But think about what a retailer or a custom applicator charges to do spraying and how fast I paid for that sprayer. Not only the charge for the custom app, but also the timing.
Yeah.
I can control the timing of that. I can also buy my inputs, my chemicals, and my herbicides, fungicides, and that kind of stuff at a lot lower price because I can shop around a little bit and not buying them from the applicator. So a lot of benefits there. But I guess I got to ask the question, you said a non-ionic surfactant. When do you use a non-ionic surfactant?
Well, all the time, right?
When the label calls for
Exactly.
it.
Yes. Do you want to explain that really quick to our listeners? I hope that they kind of understand how to read a label, how to find a label. But do you want to kind of gloss through that real quick about why it's important to read the label?
Yes, the label is the law. I'm never going to tell you to go off label. Those herbicide companies have way more attorneys than I do. And so I'm never going to get into litigation in that scenario. But yeah, follow the label. The label tells you so many things. It tells you what chemistry is in there, it tells you what group that herbicide is.
Yeah.
You and I look up the herbicide classification chart all the time.
All the time.
And look and see what group that is. It is a group 2, a group 14. It also tells you what's in there. They got this new chemistry out there called Certane. It's brand new chemistry. No, it's not new chemistry. It's a new premix.
Yes.
It's Zidua and Sharpen.
Yes.
That's what's in there. How long have those two chemistries been around? For a long time.
Yes.
And so we look at those things. You can also, you always tell everybody at the 2-Day Fundamentals of Agronomy, you talk about cdms.net.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you want to go check out a label, I have used it forever, even before I joined the Better Way to Farm team. You can go to cdms.net and you can look up labels. I literally just used it this morning. We were actually we're sitting here at the 2-Day Fundamentals of Agronomy in Lincoln, Nebraska, and working with one of your personal clients. And he was talking about a herbicide. So I just quick, while he was talking about it, pulled up the label, and then we can look at things like pH. We're not going to talk specifically about pH right now, but pH is absolutely critical. If your pH isn't adjusted and you need a particular pH, vital
Yes.
that you get your pH adjusted.
Yes.
And we do talk about that at these programs. But going back to the non-ionic surfactant, you can use an NIS. Some herbicide labels will call for a crop oil or maybe an MSO. And it's very specific on the rate that you would use and the product that you would use. And if you are not using what the label calls for, you are not going to maximize the efficiency of that herbicide. And we can sit there and we can say, well, it's the weather's fault, or I have resistant water hemp or palmer, whatever it is, Johnson grass. I get it. It can be tough controlling some of these weeds, but we know with the clients that we work with our system, with our adjuvant lineup, with what we can do, we can absolutely control even quote unquote resistant weeds out there. It may not be 100% control, but we can get pretty dang close, and we can certainly do better than, I hate to say it, but the local retail. There are just times where they're too busy, right? We don't have the right product. We're too busy to do this. We got to go look somewhere else. And that really brings me home to kind of our staple, the non-ionic surfactant that we would recommend. Now, I talked about it being a soil amendment as well. And if you would kind of dive just quickly into what are some of the key benefits that we've seen from the product that we're using.
So from a soil amendment characteristic, plant roots aren't smart. They don't have sensors. So they're not actively out there looking for.
They're not keeping up with the Joneses on the technology front.
That's exactly right. Yep. So they look for pore space and moisture.
Yes.
And so if you get into some heavy clay soils, that doesn't typically allow those roots to penetrate through there.
Right.
So if you use a surfactant like the one we're talking about that has the nutrient related action, that root stimulation component, then it's actually going to help that soil be more mellow and actually have more pore space. And when the soil has more pore space, you can actually grow more roots.
Yep.
And to me, when I first got started with the team, I was like, a surfactant is going to grow more roots.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It sounds ridiculous.
It does. It absolutely sounds ridiculous. But I have seen it work for years and years and years. I've been with the team over 15 years now, and when people start using this surfactant, they don't go away from it.
Yep.
They love what it does to their soil. They love what it does to their chemistry. They love what it does to their plants. It is just an all around win, win, win.
Yeah. Some of the research that was done on it was it increasing root mass by 2 to 4 ounces of dry matter root mass per plant. But I know that in our program that we do, we actually talk about, some more realistic numbers. Do you want to roll through those numbers real quick?
Yeah, so we talk a lot about the study showed 2 to 4 ounces root mass,
Yeah,
but to be conservative because we very much like to under promise and over deliver.
correct.
So if you just said 1 ounce per plant, and typical planting across Iowa is 32,000.
Yep.
So say 32,000 plants at 1 ounce per acre. Convert that into ounces and then go into pounds, and so now you're talking an extra ton of organic matter.
Yeah, 2,000 pounds.
Yeah. When was the last time you went to a retailer and ordered organic matter?
Yeah, it doesn't happen,
No.
right? And then you have people coming out and saying, oh, so now you need to go buy humic acid or put humates on your soil, when ultimately all you're doing is trying to increase the organic matter concentration of your soil. And we know that you can do it with one simple adjuvant that you're going to have to use anyway to get good control with your herbicide. You need a non-ionic surfactant in there. So why not use this one? And the other thing, not only does it increase organic matter, but have you seen some yield results, or maybe that net return on investment? What can guys expect when they take a look at this?
Yeah, very conservatively, $5 ROI on corn, and in that teens for soybeans. That's a good return on investment. With today's economy and today's farm economy and the market prices, we got to be doing things that are positive ROI, and this is one of those products.
Yeah, I talk a lot about being able to reallocate your dollar, clients on reallocating fertilizer dollar, their fertilizer budget. This is something that you can sit at the end of the year and you be like, okay, I can make money doing this, but maybe we're not reallocating money in 2025. Maybe we're just paying the bills with the money that we're making. And that's why it was so important for me to jump on here and have this discussion with you, because again, these are some of the things you've been doing this for over 15 years. I've been doing it for over 10 years, and it's things that we kind of forget about. We work daily with our clients on, but it's nothing that we've really shared, on this podcast, or we don't really share it across our social media because we're so focused on, soil testing and soil health and plant health. But this is absolutely part of that system that we have in place.
100%, 100%. Yeah, my wife often gives me a hard time that, most of my social media content or whatever focuses on soil testing. And she is absolutely right. Some of that's intentional because, that's the foundation of everything we do.
Yes.
But there are a lot of other components to that. And so I do need to be a little bit more diverse and cover things such as, adjuvants and things that other tools that people can use out of their toolbox.
Yeah. So where would a guy or gal, where would someone go to learn more about our adjuvant lineup that we would recommend?
Absolutely reach out to the Facebook page or the social media, whichever platform you're on, or come to one of our 2-day fundamentals of agronomy. Because, like I said, we are rounding the corner. We are getting near the end of the season, and if more people now than ever are reaching out, trying to find a different way to do things, and if that is you, then let's go, because this season will be over, and I hate for you to miss this entire growing season and have to do things the same way you've always done them and get the same results that you've been getting.
Yeah, we have been blessed to be part of the team that gets to educate growers for the last 5 years, and neither one of us have seen anything like we're seeing this year. Everywhere we are going, we are selling out. We can only have so many people in a particular conference room at a hotel, and it's very difficult to say, oh, we're going to have 50 people or 150 people show up. So a lot of time these rooms are capped.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And that's kind of sad. It really is, because when we have people that still want to come, but we just don't simply have room for them. So, us farmers by nature, we're one of those that like, oh, well, we're kind of spontaneous and, oh, at the last minute we're going to go. Well, unfortunately, in this season of life, we cannot quite accommodate that. And then I apologize for that,
Yes.
get on the list, get there as soon as possible, and get registered and get here.
Yeah, absolutely. Please, please, please reach out to us. Email, call, text. You can get a hold of us and just say, look, I got to get to the next conference. What do I got to do? I'm on the road. I'll drive, I'll fly. Let's just get it done so that we can have a profitable 2025. Preston, thank you very much for your time and for your help in this section. Listeners, thank you for tuning in. We greatly appreciate the time that you dedicate to us weekly. As we wrap this baby up, I want to say and thank you and hope that you have a better day.